and welcome back at all to my last video of my Goblin 700 competition building series. We are finally here at the last video. This video will all be about the setup and the question if you can bring a Goblin 700 competition up to under 5 kilogram, which I already told you it is really important for the German people because we have a flying limit of 5 kilograms. So if you want to fly outside of an RC club, you have to be under 5 kilograms, not 5.0, it has to be under 5. And if you hear the German customers and the German opinions and rumors, they all say that a Goblin 700 competition cannot be under 5 kilogram and flyable for 3D. So as you know, the main reason for this video building series was how to choose some electronic devices and some tiny stuff to get this machine under 5 kilo. And yeah, today's series is all about the setup, and I already can tell you that we did it. We are under 5 kilograms. I did several tests and they were all under 5, so the weight should be around 4.90, 4.93 kilograms. So we have a bit of room for some additional stuff, for example OptiGuard or BC guard or whatever you want to use. Yeah, so let's start and I will show you how I saved a bit of weight to get under 5. So the first thing you realized in my first video, also I explained it there, I don't use the typical Goblin 700 canopy and tail boom design, but I use the Canomod XLC Blue Eye scheme. It's made of pure carbon fiber, so it is much more lightweight. They told me about something about 100 or 80 grams lighter than the original one. So I just wanted to show you the difference between all of those different kind of canopies you have right now. As you can see here, you have the yellow one. The yellow one is the original one which came with my kit. Then this is the one I'm using. This is the Canomod XLC. And this one here is from my 770. It's the SAB own carbon fiber canopy. So I thought that this one would be a bit more heavy than that one. But at the end it came out that these two, the Canomod carbon fiber and the SAB carbon fiber, they have the complete same weight. These two here have 237 grams, something around that, and this one has 256 grams. So this is not as much reducing weight as I hoped, but it's still a bit and better than nothing. So the next thing is the tail boom. The original boom of the 700 competition has a weight of 295 grams, and the tail boom of the Blue Eye scheme from Canomod has 280 grams. So this is also again 50 grams which you have reduced weight. Again, it's not as much as I expected or I hoped to be, but it's, as I said, it's better than nothing. So the next thing were the servos for the swash blade and the tail. As I told you, I'm using Graupner HV standard servos. So at the beginning I just wrote down the weight which was put inside the internet, and I was pretty surprised when I put them onto the scale that they had less weight than expected. So all in all, they all together on the scale, they came to a weight of 255 or 256 grams. Also the tiny things matter, so I know that a receiver doesn't weigh that much, and also a flyballer system nowadays is pretty tiny and doesn't have much weight. But as I am flying Graupner, I am using the GR18, which is a combined flybarless with receiver. So we are again here saving weight. So the flybarless system with the integrated receiver comes to a complete weight of 13 grams, which is also pretty lightweight. And I guess also here we have saved about 15 grams. The motor is a Contronic Pyro 752. It was put inside the internet with 375 grams, so I was a bit surprised when I put it onto the scale. It had 394 grams, so it was a bit more heavy than I expected. But yeah, we saved weight on other places, so this wasn't so bad. So my speed controller is a Contronic Jive Pro 120. It's made for HV, so you don't need an extra BEC. I guess the ESC and the motor are the things where you can save most of the weight, because a lot of people nowadays think that in a 700 they need a Pyro 800 and a Cosmic. I used this combination in all of my other 700 machines and it runs pretty good. It's really stable. I love the governor, and it's really for a intermediate till pro pilot, this is more than enough power. So back to the ESC. The ESC was put inside the manual or in the internet with a weight of 128 grams. I already expected that it will be more. I also already had the connectors soldered onto it, so I had 140 grams without anything. I didn't use it just like that. I also mounted a cooling and the Contronic Tell Me, which is made especially for Graupner transmitters. So I just can connect it to the telemetry plug on my flyballer system, and then I have on my transmitter all the data I need to. For example, my current, my peaks, my capacity I used, my voltage I have. I can also put alarms into it, so I'm getting warned if I overdo the capacity. So this is pretty simple and pretty good, and all in all, with all that stuff, we end up with a weight of 155 grams, which is just 15 grams more, so I guess this is pretty okay. After building the Goblin 700 in the first 3 videos, I put it also onto a scale and tried to get the weight without any electronics, because I wanted to calculate before I put the electronics inside. So the helicopter itself without blades has a weight of 2,320 grams, and the helicopter completely built up without the electronics and with blades has a weight about 2,720 grams or something. This is also depending from your canopy. I guess also between the same canopies you will have a short differing depending on how much painting they use and stuff, so you can always count with 10 or 20 grams more or less. So, and last but not least, one of the most important things are the batteries, of course. So I already saw that also with my light setup it is nearly impossible to fly the Goblin with 5,000 packs, which would have been really nice because I already have 5012S packs here. It's the OptiPower Ultra packs with 50C, and the 5000 packs have a weight of 1590. With connectors you can count about 1600. So with that batteries you will get a weight of 5.1 kilos, which is unfortunately too much. So I ordered some lighter batteries. I ordered the OptiPower 4330C packs, which have a total weight of 1345 grams. They are even lighter than written down in the internet. So we also saved a bit of weight here. Regarding the batteries, how much you can save. The first thing is, of course, the more C your packs have, the heavier they are. And then, of course, the less capacity you use, the less weight they will have. But please take care that you also have to look for the center of gravity. So if you have packs which are too lightweight, it is possible that you don't get a perfect center of gravity, which you will need for perfect 3D flying. And the other thing is that if you have too less capacity, your batteries will suffer with the time. So you will have to find the perfect mixture of C rate and capacity for your own flying style. As I'm not a typical 3D hardcore smack flyer, I said that for me some 30C packs shall be enough, and 4300 is still a capacity where I hope to get at least 6 minutes or 5 minutes of flying time, which is pretty much okay for me. So after all this calculating on the paper and putting the stuff on the scale before mounting it, I was pretty curious on which weight will come out at the end. So when the helicopter was completely mounted, I mounted all the electronic devices. Then I put in the 4300 milliamps batteries, and I put the complete helicopter as it was ready to fly onto a trolley or a suitcase scale, which you can just put around the main rotor head, and then you just pull it upwards, and then it will tell you the concrete weight. So I was pretty curious on which weight will come out, but after several test weighings, so to say, I ended up with a weight of 4.93, 4.91, 4.89. So all in all, we can say it's a weight about 4.9 kilograms, which is pretty much better than I ever expected. I'm quite happy, and so as you have seen, we accomplished this mission. Everything went fine. It went even better than I thought, than I expected. Well, some things really went quite differently. I expected, for example, more from the lightweight canopy and the boom. At the end it was just about 45 grams, but we used this extra saved weight, so to say, for the tell me and for the cooling. So I guess the most important things were, when you want to do the same, where you can save weight, is first the battery, and then of course motor and ESC. So please think about that. You don't need a big high mega motor and ESC combination. There were times when people could fly with less, and I guess most of us are not the 3D masters, superheroes. So I guess with already this combination you can really fly pretty good 3D, and you save a lot of weight. Just think about it, and if you want to do a lightweight setup, this is definitely the way to go. Yes, so this is it. I hope I could show all the doubting people that said no, this weighs definitely more than 5 kilo, especially the German followers. I hope I showed you that it is possible, and right now you can go outside to the shop and buy yourself a Goblin 700, because you can use it outside of RC clubs. So stay tuned. I hope in shortly this week or next week, depending on the weather, you will get a nice flying video of all this Goblin with the setup and with its under 5 kilos. And so you can also see what it is capable to do. So thank you for watching my series. We are right now at the end, and I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you have comments or questions or some stuff what you wish me to do, just write it down in the comment, and I will be glad to see and read from you again. So take care, bye bye.